Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.
Summer vacation is over, school is back in session, and high school fall sports is busting out all over the Sac Joaquin section. Much of the attention on high school football, but Access Sacramento has its cameras trained indoors tonight for an outstanding girls volleyball matchup as the Pleasant Grove Eagles journey to face the El Camino High School Eagles on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Good evening and welcome to the Nest at El Camino High School. We've got lots of Eagles in the house tonight, and Rick Stewart, as we open the 20th season of Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week, we truly have a very attractive volleyball matchup. Two strong programs and two very successful coaches.
Well, very successful, and that's an underrated statement there. Brian Contreras brings his team in with 29 wins last year, and although Marty Soyama's record wasn't quite as bright as that, he was still very happy with his team. They're solid programs, like you said, all the way through, and they've been that way for a while.
Well, both of these head coaches have been personal friends for many, many years. They know each other well. And this marks the sixth meeting between the two schools. Let's take a look and see what happened just about a year ago to the day, the last meeting between these two squads out in the South area.
Well, you can see this on almost exactly a year ago. Pleasant Grove took El Camino 3-2. The scores, they were very close scores. I mean, in the middle of the road. I mean, it's not a 2-point win, but they were still solid games all the way through. Nobody got blown out, as they say. But El Camino's got this on their mind to come back.
Well, with the start of the season, it was the traditional round of foundation games, which are essentially fundraisers for the respective teams. Both squads were in action last night. So if we take a look at the last outings, we can see that there was a definite contrast in the outcomes for these foundation games.
Well, you can see that Pleasant Grove, fell to Casumnas Oaks. The Wolfpack took them 3-2, so they went 5 games, and they were all close games. They were high-scoring games. El Camino, on the other hand, swept Del Campo 3-0, even though the coach, Soyama, didn't say that it was really that far apart, really. That's the way it turned on that game for the El Camino.
Well, there's always turnover from one year to the next. And let's take a look and see which players are going to have the most impact in tonight's contest for each squad. First of all, for the Pleasant Grove Eagles, the Eager Eagles, they have an outstanding big three headed by one of the 4 members of the Light Show.
Well, number 1, Lily Light. She is one of the Light family, volleyball family. I mean, it's an outstanding family in terms of athletes. She's going to be the setter. Number 17, Mighty Gomez, the libero. And number 3, Riley Tishlarich. She's going to be setting, but she'll be around the ball wherever it is for Pleasant Grove. She's one of those solid players that if she plays up to her spot, she'll be in good shape for Pleasant Grove.
Coach Brian Contreras, in his 7th year, has high praise for those impact players, as well as other members of his squad, and he's going to see how far he can take them this year. Now, on the flip side, for El Camino head coach Marty Soyama, he'll counter with the Eagles aces, and he's awfully pleased with this trio.
Well, he is, and he's got a libero that's just dynamite. Number 10, Gianna Giacomoto. She's tall. She's good, solid, all-around player. That's why she's got the libero title. Number 13, Haley Morgan, the middle blocker, and number 18, Emily Wade. Two middle blockers that are probably one of the keys to the El Camino defense, being able to be there tall at the net.
Well, in contrast to Pleasant Grove's Brian Contreras having 5 returning starters, Marty Soyama just 2, and you saw them in that last graphic. Morgan and Wade will have to lead the way for a younger squad. Don't wander off, because when we come back from this break, Rick's going to have a whole lot more about this matchup and the coaches squaring off against each other. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There's a quiet battle happening on our streets. Pedestrians are acting indestructible. And drivers act like they own the road. They're both wrong. Be aware, be alert. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, there's a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to the show. We're at El Camino High School tonight for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week, and the air is going to be full of Eagles tonight as the host El Camino Eagles entertain the visiting Pleasant Grove Eagles. Let's turn our attention to Rick Stewart. He has more on tonight's big matchup. Rick?
All right, we talked about how quality these programs are and how long they've been a quality program, but that doesn't just happen. It happens because of the coaching and the continuity of the coaching. First, let's look at those coaches. First off, for the Pleasant Grove Eagles, let's talk about Brian Contreras. Brian Contreras is in his seventh year at the helm. 29-9 last year. Solid year, solid team. Did have some seniors that graduated, so we'll see how the rest of that fills in. He's averaged 32 wins over the last 3 years. His career record's 140, 71, and 1. Good, solid coaching career, and that gives stability to the program. Now let's look at El Camino and their head coach. Marty Soyama is in his 9th year. 20-22 last year. Not a great sterling record, but he had some issues with some of the just putting the team, the chemistry together, and it just doesn't work easily all the time. Marty, on the other hand, has 5 section championships. He's got a CIF state championship. That was in 2009. His career record is 251 and 80. Good, solid, quality coach in a good, solid, quality program. High-level program. Been down a little bit in some people's eyes, but that really hasn't been too much in terms of the chemistry is just something that's tough to build. Now let's take a look at the series history between these two teams. This is the 6th meeting since 2013. Pleasant Grove leads the series 3-2. That was after trailing 0-2. El Camino won the first two, 3-0 and 3-0. But Pleasant Grove has come back the last 3 years, 3-0, 3-1, 2-1 to make it 3-2. This should be a really good, solid game tonight. The volleyball match itself is between two good schools, two good programs, two long-term programs, and two good quality coaches leading their team. So let's get up to Will, and we'll get on with the match.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Stewart. Yes, we will. Opening service just moments away. We're at El Camino High, where tonight, to commemorate Access Sacramento's 20th year, bringing the hometown sports game of the week to Sacramento. We've got El Camino hosting Pleasant Grove girls volleyball. Don't wander off. We'll be right back.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
You're a busy man when you turn 18. But with all you've got going on, don't forget to register with Selective Service. It's the law. It only takes about 2 minutes to register at sss.gov. And you can do it without even looking up from your phone. Just like that. When you turn 18, register at sss.gov.
We are primed and ready for girls volleyball action here on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Let's take a look at starting lineups. First for the visiting Pleasant Grove Eagles under 7-year head coach Brian Contreras. Lily Light, you heard Rick speak of her and her family in the open. Dynamite in all regards. Tischlerick, Tate, Grubb, Young, Rainey, and Gomez. And for Martin Soyama and the host El Camino Eagles tonight, coming off of a foundation game victory over Del Campo, taking the floor with confidence. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. Okay, the holdovers that are going to anchor this young squad, of course, are Emily Wade and Haley Morgan, two returning starters, and look for big things from Gianna Giacomoto, just a sophomore, but advanced.
Well, this is a solid lineup for both teams, and youth will show up, and we're not really sure how that will play out with some of the youthful, but there's enough of a balance on both teams that we're not sure
whether the youth shows up or whether the experience shows up, even though there's not a lot of experience.
Well, the victory over Del Campo last night had to be a confidence booster, and according to Coach Soyama, a lot of unanswered questions yet for this young group, and those answers will shake out in the course of competition.
Well, it should, and he's hoping that, the experience in playing even this early in the season.
We are underway, and the first point of the game belongs to El Camino as they handle the Lily Light serve and turn it into an opening point. 1-0 El Camino Eagles. Again, both mascots are the Eagles.
Well, and that makes it easy, too.
Wow. Heavy power play. Jayla Tate with the strong blast. I'm going to call that a kill.
Yeah, that'd be very, very easy to call that a kill.
Got a 1-1 tie. We're just underway, and very happy to have you with us. Again, we're celebrating our 20th year for Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week, and opening this 2017 fall season with this excellent volleyball coverage as Pleasant Grove breaks on top 2-1.
Well, and that was a good serve, too. There was a lot of power on it, and it was very, very difficult to return it.
As was that, so consecutive points off strong service, and that certainly is a trademark for Brian Contreras and any opponents that are accustomed to facing Pleasant Grove. Strong service and heavy firepower.
And solid net play.
Bang, bang, bang.
And this is what Coach Contreras said that he did in his foundation game the other night. He put a lineup in and let them go, just to see how well they would play without a whole lot of shuffling around for each game. And it worked reasonably well, and it's obviously working very well right now.
So that serve long, and it trims the deficit now to 4-2 as the El Camino Eagles take control and trying to get back into this with some strong service. Out. The shot is long, and now the El Camino Eagles close within one with Pleasant Grove on top 4-3. So this figured to be a very sticky game in terms of competition. I expect it to go back and forth, and that service ace ties the ball game.
Well, and we expected it to be a close game early on, and both teams would figure out where they are and what their expectations are and how they would come around.
That serve long, and it enables Pleasant Grove to go back on top 5-4. Back on the attack. Pleasant Grove with service. Unable to handle that kill shot, dealt nicely by Isabella Lester, one of the top performers off Marty Soyama's bench.
Well, Lester had a good angle on the blocker who was coming up from Pleasant Grove, and it just got it right off her hands.
Mighty Gomez at the service line. Long out. And El Camino back on top now, 6-5.
Well, Pleasant Grove definitely has a whole lot of power behind their game, but sometimes it's tough to harness that power.
Sorry, that was a misidentification. Let me correct that now as the point goes over to El Camino on top 7-5 at the service line. The gritty sophomore we spoke of in the pregame show, Gianna Giacomoto. Nice placement right there. Pleasant Grove back on the board, but trailing here at 7-6.
That kill went right between the defenders. There wasn't anybody at the net, but there were several people on the defensive area that had just split them.
Riley Tislarich with the service for Pleasant Grove. And a missed time hit there. Just getting a piece of that was Celeste Robinson. So we're square again at 7-7. It's the fourth tie of the game so far. Got a violation with the net, and it puts El Camino back on top by one here at 8-7. 4 ties and 4 lead changes in a very tight opening game here, first set. Another net infraction, and El Camino goes up now 9-7, its largest lead.
That was Jessica Grubb at the net.
Nice. Well, Lily Light with that kill pulls Pleasant Grove within 1 here, trailing at 9-8.
Emily Wade went trying to get the dig there, but it was just a little bit too far even for her big frame.
Shelby Young with service into the net. And the ball goes over, and El Camino gets another insurance point, now on top 10-8. Coach Brian Contreras really emphasizes power, service, and domination from that position. Not pleased with that shot into the net, but Pleasant Grove pulls within 1 on that last play, now down 10-9. Wow, nicely done.
Perfectly placed right into the middle of the defense, and all the defenders stood and looked at it as it hit the ground.
Sienna Illa with the kill, back to a 2-point edge, 11-9 El Camino. At the net, wow, excellent net play right there, and that doesn't surprise me a bit. One of the 2 returning starters, Emily Wade, 18, with the soft touch.
Well, and it did get over the Pleasant Grove player's hand as they tried to tip it, but Emily Wade just came right over it and knocked it backwards. Nicely placed.
Boy, oh boy. Nicely placed and impossible to return. Let's take another look.
Perfect. Nice touch at the end. Nicole Wallstrom with that placement there. Couldn't have been better. Right short of the line.
Young out, and checking in for Pleasant Grove, Mackenzie Belden. Well, El Camino had stretched to its largest lead of 4, but the errant service now makes it 13-10. El Camino on top. It's service back to Lily Light and Pleasant Grove. A mishandle there, and it results in a Pleasant Grove point. 13-11. Lily Light, service attack. That was just imperfectly placed. Are they saying out?
Yeah, I think they said it was out. Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, linesperson called it out.
So make it 14-11. El Camino back on the attack. Wow, that was a little bit confusing. Tate looked like she was going to go for the kill and backed off, and it mistimed everybody on the team, but nice service.
Well, it looked like she was either mistimed on the jump or she didn't think it was actually going to go to her.
Nice dividends being paid. Sarah Beglin with 2 well-placed serves and a timeout taken by Brian Contreras and Pleasant Grove here with the score 16-11. El Camino on top. The 5-point lead. They've tied, no, that's their largest of the game. So despite a couple of little mini flurries by Pleasant Grove each time, El Camino has answered.
Well, El Camino has played pretty steady, really. I mean, they've had a couple miscues, yes, but both teams have, and you can see that, you know, there's a lot of people here enjoying this early season volleyball set here on Access Sacramento. 20th year, Will. Congratulations.
Well, it's been quite a ride, and 20 years ago, when Game of the Week officially originated, it was Will James inviting the Imperator of Analysis, Jim Camino, to serve as game analyst throughout the football season. Oh, look who's here tonight. Jim Camino. We'll get a word with him a little bit later. Nice dig.
Good block.
Kept alive off the top of the net. El Camino. Nice digging and setting. Best volley of the match so far, and a slammeroo put away again by the veteran Emily Wade.
Yeah, they just played it and then just played it and played it until they got the shot they wanted to, and Emily Wade just took care of it. Here's the replay of it. There's the end point of it.
Nice net play on both sides. El Camino on a roll right now. It's 18-11, and boy, have we had a spirited start to this ball game. And of course, the Imperator to my right, on the far right, veteran game analyst for Hometown Sports Football. Boom! Boy, that was a gallant dig right there to save that play. And this match really warming up right now with some excellent volley.
Well, not only the volleying, but there's been some rockets that have been trying for kills, and the defenders are digging the ball out and just enough to get it to their teammates so they can start the next part of the rally.
Well, it was clear from hearing from both coaches that the foundation games last night were a good warm-up, but things much more intense and serious-minded tonight. Okay.
Coach Contreras there watching the action. I don't think he's really, really happy of it as we look at the replay. Knocked out of the side there. A little too strong.
Wade with an excellent service.
Well, she's got a good shot whether she's up at the net or serving. Now, that was not really a rocket-type serve, but she placed it very, very well.
The score now 20-12. El Camino continuing to stretch its largest lead. Playing with confidence. Out.
Well, their defense is actually doing a tremendous job making sure that the shots that come over the net towards them, however they are, they're in place to return it or to get it to their teammates so they can return it. Good coordinated defense.
Jessica Grubb inserted into the Pleasant Grove lineup. She's replacing Jayla Tate. So down 7. You saw that service from Mighty Gomez wearing the fluorescent lime green, number 17. And we'd have to certainly consider her one of the very best liberos in the section. Nice set. Beautiful save.
Nice recovery.
Just in at the back line.
Wow, boy, that was close. That was very close. It was a good rally.
Well, this game really producing some excellent volleys, and I think we're going to see that the entire night.
Nice change up there.
Trouble. Mighty Gomez keeps it alive, and they get the return.
No trouble for Mighty.
Valiant effort and a great salvage right there. Woo-wee, this thing is warming up, and El Camino's on a roll. 22-14. Spin the replay dial, and there is point number 22. El Camino closing in on a first game victory here, and they get the benefit off the net. The service from Gianna Giacomoto. Let's see, we should bring up his microphone. Okay, he's on Rick's mic right now, so let's squeeze in the Imperator in just a moment here as El Camino's closing in on a opening game victory here. Lily Light put that one in a good spot. What a rejection at the net, and Pleasant Grove stays alive, now trailing just 23-16. And Jim Domino, I know you spent a lot of time compiling data to assemble the football schedule, and looks like we've got some beautiful matchups this season.
Well, we do. We've got September 8th. Put that on your calendar because
well, I think we lost Jim's audio there, but see if we can correct it as they take a timeout here, with Pleasant Grove having closed within 23-17. There you.
Okay.
There's the El Camino huddle, and I'm quite sure that veteran head coach Martin Soyama is thrilled with the start that his team is showing tonight against a highly regarded Pleasant Grove team. Jim, back to the football schedule. Okay, timeout is completed. Players back on the floor. So back on the service line for Pleasant Grove, Riley Tishlarich. Wow, great return by Mighty Gomez. There's the return there by Wade, kept alive. There's the set. Light has her slam smacked back for perhaps the most impressive net defense of the match thus far.
Well, it looks like Pleasant Grove won't give up, Will. They're hanging in there. They've got to, being down 24-17 here.
Eagles trying to wrap it up right here. There's Lily Light, another smash returned. Great front line defense. And the lob drops home. Lily Light showing power than finesse.
That was great touch at the net. Really deceived the Eagles. We've got two Eagles teams playing here tonight, huh? Double Eagle.
Double Eagle. Service kept alive on the serve by Shelby Young. Gomez the dig. Slam at the net, kept alive. Little confusion at the net, and that is game ball. As the El Camino Eagles take the opening game, draw first blood by a score of 25-18, and we're going to keep it right here because our Rick Stewart is going to be chatting briefly with Pleasant Grove head coach Brian Contreras. His team now down, losing the first game and coming off a foundation game loss last night at Casumnas Oaks. Let's send it down to Rick at floor level.
We need to do a lot better job on serve receive. We're not giving our hitters a chance to swing at the ball.
Is that just the players not, being a little nervous or what?
Maybe. It's a little bit different atmosphere they've never really seen before. and they're still just a young team, we'll see.
All right, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. All righty, we're going to touch base with, we're going to send it back upstairs to Will right away. 30-second break, maybe?
There's part of our crowd that's been treated lavishly, the partisan crowd, that is. Certainly has to be excited about that opening game. Very impressive for Marty Soyama's group.
Yeah, very impressive start. The first game, like early in the season, I assume we see more double faults here on the serving maybe than we do as the season progresses, Will.
Okay, we're going to spin it back to Rick Stewart, standing by with Athletic Director Matt Sumter. Rick?
All righty, Matt Sumter, Athletic Director, season's underway. Feels good, doesn't it?
It does. We had our foundation game against El Campo yesterday and got a good win in 3 straight sets. So took the first one here, so we'll see what happens.
How about football coming up soon?
Well, yes, we had a tough loss on Friday, but Thursday, we have Bella Vista. So we're excited to get back out there and get a win.
What else is going to be going on sport-wise that stands out?
Well, we've got some new tennis courts being constructed out there, so our tennis team's very excited. So it's a part of our district, doing some improvements across the district for every school. So we're really excited about that. I know our girls are ready to hit the courts.
New field, new tennis, everybody's happy.
That's getting there. Yes, sir.
All right, thanks for being with us, Matt. All righty, we'll take it back up to Will.
Well, thank you very much, Rick. Things going well here at El Camino, and that was certainly something that they hoped home court advantage would provide an edge, and so far it has. But look for Pleasant Grove to rebound, to regroup here under the guidance of veteran head coach Brian Contreras. I think you'll see a little more aggressive play.
Well, they've got to. They're one down. They can't afford to drop 2 here and have to come from that far behind. So I'm sure you're going to see Pleasant Grove Eagles really hustling here. And I think it's important they keep the ball in play and don't give up those easy points.
No doubt, Jim. Certainly of paramount importance. And after having been defeated decisively a year ago at Pleasant Grove, things are a lot different so far, but it's early on, and look for this rivalry here to intensify even more.
Well, while we're waiting for this to get under play, you football fans out there, get ready for an exciting season. Opening Capital Christian hosting Grant High School.
Well, I'll tell you, that is a matchup that we never thought we'd see, but basically with things changing and the balance of power shifting somewhat, the venerable Casey Taylor taking the helmet at Capital Christian, while the general, Iron Mike, remains the dominating person at Grant High. Mike Albergini.
Well, you're already talking football.
Of course.
Well, yeah.
However, the priority tonight is right out here on the floor, and we've got a doozy underway. 2 coaches, good friends for years and years, but very competitive opponents once their teams hit the floor. And this one is on.
Great serve. Great serve by Giacomoto.
It certainly is, and that had to be great for Mighty Gomez to be unable to get to that.
Yeah, she just laid out on a dive and only got one hand on it.
She controls that. Light sets it. Nice spot. A blast to open territory from freshman Vivian Light. As you mentioned in the pregame, Rick, 4 of them, Alexis just graduated. 2 were on this year's team, and when Lily graduates, the one in the 8th grade will come aboard.
That's domination of a family, that's for sure.
Emily Wade with the smash, kept alive by Lily Light. Great blast right down the middle, put home by Shelby Young.
Yeah, Giacomoto didn't really have too much of an opportunity for that one. It was a laid out type thing where all she could do was get a hand on it.
So Pleasant Grove on top, 2-1, early second game. Nice D by Young, and a missed tap, mishandled there by Vivi Light. So we're square at 2-2.
And she had the net wide open too with that one. All she had to do was get it over the net, and it was perfect place, it looked like.
Beglin on the serve, and set by 2 players, including Mighty Gomez. And that shot just wide as El Camino regains the lead here on top 3-2.
Well, we talked about this being a back and forth match, and the first one was, even though there was a little bit of distance in the end, but this is just working out the same way.
Wow, power plus on a wicked smash by Vivi Light. We're tied at 3, and we've already had 3 lead changes. This is the second tie. Correction, third tie.
How many nets did the Light family go through at the time when the kids are growing up and playing? That's what I'd wonder.
I don't know, but Pleasant Grove's back on top, and impressive freshman Vivian Light doing the serving. 6'2" freshman. Boom. Open season at the net for Jayla Tate with the kill.
Well, and Tate saw the defenders come to the middle and to the front, and it just left the back wide open. You can see the replay right here. It's perfectly placed. Boom. Defenders come up, corners open.
Okay, violation at the net. Point goes to Pleasant Grove, and the PG Eagles are on top 6-3 here early after having dropped the first game.
Good deal.
Wow, major power smash that time, delivered by Nicole Wallstrom.
Nicole Wallstrom has a lot of power, and she's not the tallest player on the front line, but she can jump, and when she gets it and she times it well, she's got a lot of strength coming on it.
Nice job. Tremendous dig by Emily Wade to keep that alive.
Nice.
Tate slammed, is stuffed at the net, and it trickles over for an El Camino score.
I think that was Giacomoto that got the first dig right at the ground level. Just barely got her hand under the ball, it looked like.
Wow, nice shot from the far sideline. Riley Tischlarich with that kill. 7-5 PG.
That was tremendous placement on Tischlarich's part.
Wow, we just come right up to the net and blast it. And Haley Morgan did that with authority.
Yeah, Morgan was right there, and she saw the whole thing going in, and she went up in time and perfect placement when she hit it. There was nobody there that could do anything with it.
Again, Morgan and Wade, the sole returning starters to anchor this team, and so far they have been anchoring. Nice set by Light, and Tischlarich knew exactly what to do with it. 8-6.
Well, the gap's closing here. You know, it's back and forth. El Camino is right there with Pleasant Grove.
Knuckleball service. Outstanding defense at the net.
Good recovery.
Look out.
Wow.
Jessica Grubb.
That's some power.
9-6. Pleasant Grove. Backline service from Tischlarich. Nice touch. Well, that just faked out everybody in the building. Celeste Robinson.
Yeah, tremendous. And you can see it here on the replay. The service goes up. Perfect place. Both the blockers were there in perfect place. You get the ball over. It's points.
Block at the net, kept alive. Point to El Camino. 9-8.
Good power move right there at the net.
Sienna Illa back at the service line. Nice dig by Wade. Kept alive Oh, my goodness.
Wonderful rally. Nice defense there. Even it's not really a defensive play, but when you come to the sideline like that, you're out of bounds and you save it. You have to save it back from the striped poles above the net. You can't go over it.
Heavy thunder right there. Another blast up close from Jessica Grubb as it enables Pleasant Grove to regain the lead here at 10-9 after the Eagles went on a 3-0 run to tie it. Wrong positioning on that. Excellent serve. 11-9.
Well, that's one of those serves that there's so much power on it that even if you do get a solid shot on it as a defender trying to set it for your teammates, sometimes it can go awry.
Shelby Young's serve is controlled. Back the other way. Nice job by Wade. Plucked off the net and kept alive. Well, the officials are going to award this to visiting Pleasant Grove, and it stretches their lead now back to 3 at 12-9.
Did they call Robinson for a net violation? Is that what it was?
Good effort, but nice touch. That play started by Celise Robinson.
Well, power has its place, but sometimes when you're doing things that are very dramatic and soft touch like that, that's sometimes just as good.
Veteran Haley Morgan at the service line. Low into the net. I'm sure she'd like to have that one back.
Yeah, she's not happy with that. The look on her face is like, I cannot believe that.
So 13-10. Pleasant Grove by 3. Jessica Grubb to serve. Morgan kept it alive, and they set it sweet for Emily Wade.
That was close. That was a real close shot. Got a replay on it. See her come up. Yeah, just barely out.
All right, barely out. 14-10. It changed the scoreboard finally. And a timeout taken. A 60-second timeout. I guess there was some question over that last exchange where they had changed the scoreboard to now read 14-10.
Well, I think the scoreboard operator gave it the initial, the other way around when it was real close.
Well, as we know, there's a lot of more serious situations evolving around the country than girls volleyball, and that certainly includes the disaster down in Texas, Hurricane Harvey wreaking havoc along that southern Texas coastline. And with Houston being caught basically underwater right now, everybody's trying to reach out and lend some measure of support, and that involves the American Red Cross. So we encourage you and urge you to call them. Call the Red Cross. Area code 800 Red Cross, or you can text them. Text Harvey to 90999 to make a donation and provide some assistance to those beleaguered people down in southern Texas. El Camino back on the board, but down 4 here. They won the opener 25-18. El Camino looking sharp in that first one. Things evening out now in game 2. Boom. Look at that effort. Kept alive.
Tremendous.
And so was that. Well, Lily Light, considered one of the premier players around the Sac Joaquin section, just killed that one.
Yeah, no light touch there.
Set. Nice D at the net, provided by Sarah Baglin.
Tremendous timing. We see her on the replay here. Goes up, boom. Right in the right place, right time, right height. Everything was perfect.
That's the kind of a defensive play that can really turn things around for a team that's trying to climb back into the game.
Well,
let's see if they can take advantage.
Fire up the spirit if nothing else.
Nice touch, kept alive. El Camino digging in, but that is wide. 17-12, PG up 5.
Lesser knew where she wanted to go with that one, but just put a little too much pull back on it to where it went out of bounds.
Vivian Light with the serve. El Camino with the return. Mighty Gomez with the set. And Tate has her smash blasted back. Beautiful job, Emily Wade at the net.
A tremendous block on that one. And the block was solid enough that it went right back into the middle of the defense where the defense was not available to get it.
Off the top of the net, dug out by Mighty Gomez, kept alive as they volley now in what has become a very spirited match. And a point to Pleasant Grove, 18-13.
Wallstrom didn't quite have the position she wanted on that one. Just got caught going back just a little bit on it, and it took her completely out of balance.
Look at that defense at the net. 19-13.
Another illustration of the block being so solid, it put it right back in the middle of the defense, and there was nobody there. Nice rally.
Great D at the net. Wonderful defense, Jessica Grubb. 20-13. Time out, and Brian Contreras and his squad getting up off the deck and recovering from that first game setback.
Well, and not only that, but he's having a little personal conversation with Mighty Gomez there, and just kind of little instruction about, you know, what he wants her to do. And, you know, there's all smiles over there, so it's not a negative thing or anything like that. Just, you know, kind of reinforcing the points that he wants to make for, you know, she basically is one of the controllers of the defense, especially when the ball's coming at him, and that she needs to be on the right page with what he wants to do, Coach Contreras.
Well, he has had some marvelous years with Pleasant Grove. This is his 7th year. The last 3 years, he's averaged 32 victories per season and had a high of 39-9. He knows how to get it done. His counterpart, Martin Soyama, has driven to the summit and brought home the gold. His accolades are abundant, and his reputation is spread far.
Well, and that's what makes the program so consistent. The fact that he's been here and been doing things like this that have brought his team, you know, and some years when you're a little bit down, then that coaching brings you up.
Well, Pleasant Grove digging in on top, 22-13. Mighty Gomez with the southpaw serve. Kept alive at the net by okay, El Camino back on the board now, trailing 23-13. I should say Pleasant Grove back on the board. It's going to be tough to come back from this one. 24-13. And we see Mighty Gomez at the service line. Southpaw libero with a nice lob just over the net, but kept alive on a diving save. And certainly we have to applaud the effort of Haley Morgan on that dig. Point to El Camino, 24-14. And back at the service line, Wallstrom.
I got it.
Game ball, 25-14. And in fact, the Brian Contreras-led Pleasant Grove Eagles have bounced back to take the second game and tie things at 1-1 here. And we're going to have our 5-minute break. And I can see here that Rick Stewart is standing by with veteran El Camino head coach Martin Soyama.
Already 1-1 is the score. Coach Soyama, second set. How do you think?
We didn't handle the ball anywhere near as well as we did in the first set, and I don't think we worked quite as hard. So those are things that are going to have to change. We'll have to handle the ball better, and we're going to have to outwork them because they're going to out-physical us.
Handling the ball is one thing, but being ready, I mean, how do you work on that?
Well, handling the ball sets up everything else, okay? And we're not scrambling on every play. If we get a good pass, our offense gets set up. If we're shanking the ball all over the gym, everybody's running and scrambling, we're not doing a good job of getting reset.
All right, Coach, good luck in the third.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. The score is 1-1. We'll be right back after this message.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Your teenager, naturally pushing the rules to their limits. When they push too far, call the Boys Town National Hotline at 800-448-3000. Our trained counselors are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide advice and resources for problems big or small.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
I love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
There's a quiet battle happening on our streets. Pedestrians are acting indestructible. And drivers act like they own the road. They're both wrong. Be aware, be alert. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
You can see the score there when it pops up. The score is 1-1 between El Camino and Pleasant Grove. I'm here with the new principal here at El Camino, Randy Holcomb. Randy, first of all, congratulations on the job.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
What do you see coming over from your last position and the step up?
One of the things I want to say is that the kids here at El Camino are amazing, and we have an amazing staff, great community. You can tell by the crowd that's out there and the cheering section of students. What's on the horizon is that we want to get our athletics more at a higher level. Okay, and volleyball, obviously they're already there. I mean, they're going up against a Division I team right now, and giving it everything that we got.
What's the key for your job?
The key for my job, bottom line, is to improve the curriculum and instruction of the school, and there's 1,000 things that fall under that.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. Congratulations on the job, Randy Holcomb, principal here at El Camino.
All right, appreciate it.
All righty, we'll be back. We'll send it up to Will, 1-1.
Well, thank you, Rick, and I'm sure Randy Holcomb is very happy to be here. at El Camino High School and certainly has indicated that on many levels. So we return to action on the court. The two teams have split the first two games. El Camino taking the first, Pleasant Grove squaring things. And we'll see what shakes out for game 3. Nice dig right there to set up this volley. Tough at the net is Pleasant Grove, but El Camino responds.
Yeah, good block on that block.
Tate with the tap, handled. So Wade unable to smack it in an open spot, and it got stuffed. 1-0 Pleasant Grove. Let's take a look at that.
You can see though, it was just right at the end of that play there, but it was nice touch.
Power plus. Nicole Wallstrom with the scoring smash, 1-1.
Nicole Wallstrom hit a nice solid shot, and it just barely touched Vivian Light's hands. Otherwise, it would have been out.
Light sets it up, and that shot long. It was senior Lily Light setting up freshman Vivian Light, but the shot just beyond the back line, 2-1 El Camino.
Well, and the key on that last play was the serve was actually long too, but it was returned, so that puts it right there where it needs to be.
Look at that net play. Well done, El Camino with the quicker hands. A 3-1 lead for El Camino. Make it 4-1 as Vivian Light unable to return. And I'll tell you, a real spark for El Camino has been Sarah Beglin at the service line right now, number 7. She's been strong from there. Just in with that service ace, and despite being shorter, tough defense at the net.
Well, and it was perfect placement there on the serve too. So that's a good thing.
Nice dig out by the freshman Light, and her smash nicely saved by Morgan.
Good setup.
All right, the freshman scores, and Pleasant Grove pulls within 5-2.
I think Wade expected that one just to roll right along the top of the net and then go back on the other side, the Pleasant Grove side, but it just crept over and she wasn't ready for it.
Nice dig from the back. Wade kills it hard.
That is a kill. The definition of a kill. Nobody could get it, and it was there so quick that nobody could react to it. You take a look at it here on replay. Perfect, down.
And what wasn't shown there was Morgan's excellent dig in the back line to set that up. All right. Credit number 3, Riley Tischlarich. 6-3. El Camino by 3.
Well, and those are the little plays that teams make that create the bigger plays.
Wade returns the serve by Gomez, and what have we got here?
Yeah, it looks like it was a push over the net. It wasn't a clean hit.
Point to Pleasant Grove. They're down 2 at 6-4. Gomez, knuckleball softly. Again, excellent. Boy, look at that.
Nice rally.
Boy, no doubt about that. Jessica Grubb, power plus on a beautiful set by Lily Light.
Take a look at it here on replay, the rally. Boom, right on the line.
6-5, and that is long. Make it 7-5.
Take a look at Marty Soriano there, looking at the action, and you can't really tell whether he's upset or not. I think he's just kind of wondering exactly where his team is right now.
And quite frankly, Rick, both coaches have that on their minds.
Yeah. That's part of that is just the early season wonderment of the coaching staff. Whatever the sport it is, when you're in your first game or your foundation game, whatever, you've always got those questions about who's going to do what and how they're going to fit together.
Wade slams into the net, and we are tied at 7.
Well, and Wade had an idea what she was going to do with that too, but just didn't quite get it over the net. She had an open side on the far side.
What a dig right there. Tremendous. Woo-wee.
Boy, that's a nice rally. Nice rally. Individual effort on so many people.
And that is a go-ahead point for Pleasant Grove after trailing since 2-1. Excellent drop shot, cashed in sweetly by Celeste Robinson. 8-8. We figured this to be a very tight, sticky match all the way through, Rick, and certainly it's proven to be that thus far.
Well, it sure is, and that's a testament to both teams. They're both playing well, and of course, you're going to have some of those little mistakes right there like that all game long, but Coach Contreras mentioned that in his foundation game they had 21 unforced errors from service. I mean, that's you don't win like that.
No, and certainly they're going to tighten that up. Now, this is a squad that's averaged 32 wins each of the last 3 years. So, the foundation game shows a lot of things to be corrected, and these excellent coaches are going to do just that. Wow, Lily Light too strong from there. 9-9.
There's some strength out there on the outside. There's no doubt about that. That's tremendous.
Now, Shelby Young has provided a spark from back there as the service extended. Vivian Light has her shot returned. Great job. Wow, even better by El Camino after the mighty Gomez save. El Camino cashed it, and they take a 10-9 lead.
Well, and that again, that's the middle people, the middle blockers that may not be your tallest blockers, but they're in the right place at the right time. Oh, miss it.
El Camino by 2 at 11-9. Haley Morgan at the service line, one of their 2 returning starters, and a definite leader on this squad.
Lots of power on that serve.
That was a bazooka shot, and Mighty Gomez unable to steer that one accurately. 12-9.
And as you look at Haley Morgan getting ready to serve, she's almost serving from out of the building. That's how strong she is. She's not going to be happy with that one, obviously.
No, she's not. However, the El Camino Eagles, nevertheless, still lead the Pleasant Grove Eagles by 2 here at 12-10. This is a game 3. Each team with a victory. They split the first 2. Nice reaction right there.
Tremendous reaction. How quick.
Well, Lily Light continues to impress and continues to lead this Pleasant Grove squad. 12-11. Things tightening up again. Nice dig right there to keep it alive. look out. Great effort, just not enough.
Great effort on all three of their parts.
A 12-12 tie. Pleasant Grove battling back from a 3-point deficit to square things here midway through game 3. Not high enough on the slam by Robinson. Pleasant Grove on top, 13-12.
And that's Brooke Rainey serving. Now she, in the first match, she had several points that she ran off when she came in to serve too. And it just changed the whole complexion at that moment of the first match.
It's been a 4-0 run by Pleasant Grove to give them this flimsy 1-point lead. They trailed it 12-9, and you can see that our match has been very well managed by our two officials from the NCOA, Stacy Robertson, working with Michael Shalcross, and they have, I must say, they have really monitored a clean match tonight.
Yeah, they've had everything under control, and there hasn't been any hesitation on any of the calls, whether it's the referee and umpire or the lines people either. There's hardly been any kind of questioning by the coaches either of any of these calls.
So here we go. Pleasant Grove up 1, trying to take a 2-1 lead in games. Power plus, and I'll tell you, that is a freshman that is going to be prominent for 4 years, Vivian Light. 14-12.
That's experience coming in here as a freshman and playing at this level.
Nice hustle right there, and Wade lobs it over. Little strong there, Lily. 14-13.
Take a look at the replay here on that last one. Just way too much power. Good idea heading for the back line, but just way too strong.
Vivian Light. And a set for Wade. Drops it in between 3 defenders, and we are tied at 14.
Nice touch by Wade to see that both blockers were coming up there to the net, and she had a little bit of space in behind. There wasn't much space, but she was enough to get it there.
Robinson trying to ahead point here with this serve. Vivian Light says no. 15-14, PG by 1 in a very intense battle here in game 3. Wade, a smash to the back. Point to Pleasant Grove, just a bit too long, 16-14.
Yeah, Wade was a little bit too strong there, had the right idea, nobody was there.
Out, and I imagine that's a bit of a disappointment for Pleasant Grove with the 2-point lead and their top player at the service line.
Well, you'd think so. I mean, that may just be one of those things where we're just trying a little too hard.
Well, I'll tell you on that one, Jayla Tate left no doubt.
No.
And
take a look at it on replay. Tate comes up and just pounds it. The blockers are there.
Valiant effort, but not enough. 18-15. We're at that key juncture of this game. El Camino needs to stop. Pleasant Grove trying to keep rolling here. That will work for El Camino. 18-16. Tough at the net.
Well, Wallstrom put it in the right spot where the defender had an angle on it, but not enough of an angle to block it, just enough to deflect it.
Wade. And Vivian Light unable to return. We got a 1-point game here, 18-17, PG by 1, coming down the stretch in game 3. Emily Wade, same spot. Wow, nice touch. Riley Tisch-Larich.
She had that area zeroed in. She knew where she was going on that one because she knew that both the blockers were coming up, and she had a wide open spot there on the sideline.
Mighty Gomez, the lefty libero. Wow-wee, nice blast. Haley Morgan.
Morgan's had a good night at the net. Hasn't been as good from the service line tonight. Done well, but not as good as she has at the net.
Well, this is crucial right now. Sophomore libero Gianna Giacomoto with service. Vivian Light, long, 19-19.
Good awareness on the defense, where the ball was, where they were, and where the back line was.
Gianna Giacomoto, a nice serve. Vivian Light put it where they ain't.
Good placement by Vivian Light. The defense was spread out for El Camino, and they just couldn't get right there.
Tisch-Larich with service and a 1-point lead. At the net. Nice D right there.
Beautiful block.
Out. We are tied at 20. Nice crowd on hand, being treated to a superior match right now, despite it being just the first official match of the season.
Well, if this is how the season starts, I want to be around for the whole year.
Nice D right there, middle of net. Mean to tell you, Haley Morgan. Eagles of El Camino up by 1, 21-20. At the line, Sienna Illa. My goodness, power plus. Shelby Young has really unloaded some laser shots in this match.
Yeah, she has. She's got a lot of strength in her arm, and she puts it in a place where the defender's got to go, am I going to save myself, protect myself, or go up and take the chance?
Well-placed tap and a go-ahead point for El Camino at 22-21.
Rick and Jim are going to go off mic.
Haley Morgan. Gomez. Here's the freshman. And the lob completely befuddles the El Camino front line, and we are tied at 22. I guess you could say this is a pivotal game 3. They split the first 2. Here's service from Pleasant Grove. Wade with a blast off the fingertips of Vivian Light for a go-ahead point. 23-22, El Camino. It's been a very spirited match and an equally spirited crowd in attendance here at the Nest on the campus of El Camino High School. Trouble! A misplaced set by Tisch-Larich results in an insurance point for El Camino. 24-22, time out. And the Eagles of El Camino now with a golden opportunity to take a 2-1 lead in this match. They won the first game. That was by a count of 25-18. However, Brian Contreras' Pleasant Grove Eagles bounced back to take game 2 handily, 25-14. But now, Marty Soyama's El Camino Eagles have responded. Their response has been definite and impressive as they cling to a 2-point lead, needing just one more to clinch a Game 3 victory. This is what the clutch time is all about. You never know in competitive sports who's going to get nervous at the wrong time and who's going to stay calm in the midst of tension. Vivian Light scoops it and lobs it over after a desperation set. Look out, a blast. Emily Wade clinches a Game 3 victory for El Camino, wrapping up a 25-22 win to take a 2-1 lead in this best 3 out of 5. And here is the game-winning clincher right there, too hot to handle, as El Camino takes Game 3, 25-22, and a 2-1 lead in the match. I do believe Rick Stewart is standing by with a very special guest, familiar to
All righty, you can see the score there, 2-1 El Camino. Good victory in that set. And it's a pleasure to have the Imperator, Jim Domino here. Jim, it's a little homecoming week for you, right?
Well, it certainly is. As having spent 35-plus years here as a former head football coach and athletic director, I'm well acquainted with this place, and it's a nice turnout for volleyball. In fact, I can even remember when volleyball started here.
Really? Now, did you coach volleyball here?
No, I did not coach volleyball here. However, Willie Wixom, who's retired now sometime, Willie Wixom was one of the pioneers in volleyball here, one of our coaches. And he was an all-around athlete, graduated El Camino in the late 50s, and then came back here to teach PE, head of the PE department, and became head volleyball coach here. And he immediately made El Camino a volleyball powerhouse.
All right, so now you spent a long time here as AD as well as football coach. Same time, correct? You were both?
Correct, yes. I think having both those positions kind of wore me down a little bit, particularly when we enlarged our athletic department. Our women's sports got stronger, and many more offerings. Back in the day when I started, people don't realize we only had 4 sports going here, way back in the 50s. Yeah, so.
All right, let's talk about football. Football season's here, and, you know, we're coming up here with Access Sacramento. 2 teams, one that's going to surprise everybody and one that's going to surprise everybody by not being where we think they might be.
Well, that's a tough one at this start of the year. We have so many good football teams. And, of course, our opener in another couple of weeks from now ought to be a dandy out at Capital Christian, where the powerhouse Grant visits Capital Christian. And Grant got beat last week, which we didn't expect, at Rockland, a tough Rockland outfit. And then, of course, Capital Christian came along and beat a very good football team that came all the way from Alaska. So, in terms of surprises, I think that there's such parity going on in football, Rick, that we're going to see a lot of them, particularly in early season.
Outstanding. It's always a pleasure to talk with Jim Domino. Football, volleyball, basketball, whatever we talk about. Jim, thanks for being with us and spending some time. All right, it's 2-1. El Camino's in the lead over at Pleasant Grove. We're going to send it back upstairs to Will James in his 20th year here at Access Sacramento Game of the Week.
Okay, thank you very much, Rick. And a notable personality absent from tonight's telecast. We're sorry to hear that our analyst for volleyball telecasts, the venerable head coach of the Sierra College Wolverines, Vera Nelson, under the weather now. So we're sending out our best wishes and would like our audience out there to know that she has coached in her 11th year now. Terrific career record, back-to-back Big 8 Conference Coach of the Year awards, including last year, 2015 and 2016, a regular in the NorCal Top 10, and finished 3rd in the 2009 state championship run. She has left her mark and casts a giant shadow. We wish her well, a speedy recovery, and for the calendar to hustle along so we can once again work with Vera Nelson at our next volleyball telecast. Vera Nelson, part of Hometown Sports, and it's television coverage of girls volleyball.
Well, and I was so looking forward to working with Vera tonight, just if nothing else to listen to her expertise, and I could learn so much from her as far as what volleyball really is about.
Pleasant Grove on top with the first point of game 4.
Oh.
Emily Wade has come up for El Camino. We're tied at 1.
Well, that was a great shot, great kill shot for Emily Wade. Perfect placement.
Well, she has certainly done a whale of a job as one of the few veteran leaders returning to Marty Soyama's squad this year. 2-1 El Camino. They lead it 2-1, winning games 1 and 3. Off-timed, freshman Vivian Light fires into the net, and it's a 3-1 El Camino lead here early in game 4.
Yeah, it looked like Vivian Light just got off her back foot there and was a little out of balance when she tried to hit it.
Oh my, that was gorgeous. And I'll tell you, Lily Light should be given some kind of a honorary acting award on that. That was complete deception and a no-look tap for an uncontested point.
Nobody saw it coming, and it was all it was.
Morgan with a blast too far. A 3-3 tie now.
Now Morgan is very, very strong. When she's there at that depth, she's got to figure out how to put just a little bit less mustard on it.
Gomez with the tap and the set. The lob by Tate, unsuccessful. At the net. Point to Pleasant Grove. The visitors regain the lead at 4-2-3. Vivian Light. Who wants it? A little too strong on the blast by Shelby Young. We're tied at 4.
Good awareness where Haley Morgan was there to step back from it, knowing that it was coming rocketing right at her head and it was going to be too high.
They need it now, and they got it. There's a set for Tate, and it's slammed back. Oh my goodness. Gomez. Dugout sweep by Wade. What a volley. Light to Light to Light. Wow.
Rolled along the net and went outside after it came down.
Wow, a fluky kind of point right there, but it places Pleasant Grove on top 5-4 in a match that is highlighting fierce competition. One of our game officials having a clarification.
Mighty Gomez at the service too.
Wade, nice job. Out.
Lots of strength on those outside hitters for Pleasant Grove, and sometimes that's difficult to corral. That corner in the sideline, deep sideline, looks really inviting a lot of times to go for it, but you have to be real careful.
Off the top of the net, dugout. Here's a set. Nice job again, Shelby Young, impressive. 6-5. Pleasant Grove by 1.
Well, we didn't expect it to be a blowout at all.
Kuchlarich with the serve, a set. Nice blast. Very sweetly, very decisively smacked in there by Robinson.
Well, and that was a matter of timing too, getting it perfectly at the right spot at the net to do the right thing with the ball.
A 6-6 tie. Vivian Light. out. A go-ahead point for El Camino, leading it now 7-6. Service from Illa. Tishlaric. Light. Beautifully placed shot down the sideline. 7-all.
Wade dove for that ball, but it was just a little bit out of her reach. She was playing a little bit more towards the center on the back row and had to go towards the sideline. And while it wasn't right on the sideline, it was real close.
Set and smash. Cashed in beautifully. Haley Morgan, a go-ahead point for El Camino.
Morgan has so much strength at the front line when she's doing things like that, not only on defense with the blocking, but also with the kill shots.
Popped up at the net. Oh my goodness, Emily Wade with the touch.
And that's all it was, just nice soft touch, and that's all she had to do because she knew where the defenders were going to be and where they were coming from and what was going to be open.
Morgan at the service line. A laser just over the rim, kept alive and set nicely for the freshman, but El Camino responds.
Nice.
Tishlaric, Gomez, and leave it up to Light.
Well, put it in that proverbial spot where you really can't get to it sometimes. And take a look at the replay here. There's the force back over.
Lily Light.
Right down the sideline.
Jessica Grubb at the service line for PG. They were down 1. Vivian Light. That was in the sweet spot, a 9-9 tie.
Well, both these teams are serving very well. There's only been I haven't kept track of the unforced service errors, but there really haven't been that many.
Nice dig right there. And a tap. Look out. Oh my goodness.
Emily Wade.
The big E. Emily Wade.
And she's looking at that like, oh, I didn't think it was going to be open, but I'll take it. You take a look here on the replay. Nice soft touch. Boom. Just a tap. Backline defender couldn't get up there quick enough.
A crucial go-ahead point. Here's the serve by Robinson. Trouble! El Camino by 2.
That middle blockers up front that knew what to do with the ball. You don't always have to give the long, hard kill shot for that. Sometimes the softer shot will do just as much damage because not only will it get somebody off their feet and out of balance, they won't be ready for it.
Wow, beautiful job right there, but even better on the Lily Light touch point. But Robinson was dynamite on that dig.
Yeah, Light had it timed all the way perfectly, and the defenders were there. There were 3 defenders there, but they all kind of went back just a little bit. We'll see it on the replay. Boom. There's the rally, and nobody was there.
Taylor Hensley into the ball game for Pleasant Grove, replacing Tishlaric. Libero, nice return there. Gia Komodo.
Nice reactions.
Wow, very well done. Taylor Hensley just into the ball game with a tying slam.
Yeah, Taylor Hensley knew where that one was going to go. And what she had to do on offense versus what the defense was giving them on that long rally.
Bad set by Illa. Up 1 are the Pleasant Grove Eagles, leading at 12-11. Oh my word. Up for the challenge, Nicole Wallstrom.
Nicole Wallstrom has played an outstanding game tonight. Not the tallest player on the court, but again, we've talked about it. It doesn't have to be the tall player that does all the serious damage.
Light to light, didn't quite work. Nice job. Beautiful volley here. Yes, the freshman, Vivian Light.
The middle blockers hit that ball and it would deflect it off, and so often happens when the block is made and it's deflected off, then you will have, a short little deflection. Take a look at that whole long rally from the service on. You can see the offense setting up and the defenders being there in the right places defensively to be able to stop it. This is one of those really short rallies. Nice block there. Nice soft touch on two different players back to back. And you can see that different players are doing things in their strength. And nice recovery by some of the defenders who are covering up some of the holes when somebody else hits it and goes a little bit out of position. And that was a point that Pleasant Grove got because of the way the ball rolled along and rolled out of bounds rather than dropping down in play. Vivian Light to serve for Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove's up by 1, 13-12.
Momentary delay before we commence here. El Camino leads the match right now 2-1, but Pleasant Grove up 1 in game 4, trying to tie this thing. Wow, I'll tell you, coming up big time after time, Shelby Young, number 18.
They set her up really nicely for that on the roundabout, the offensive play, and the returning, and it was just perfect timing for her.
Point to Pleasant Grove. Up 3 now at 15-12.
Pleasant Grove going to try and stretch this out a little bit if they can.
Vivian Light. Soft serve. Look out. The tap by Vivian doesn't work, but Wade tries it and that doesn't work. Look at that with her back turned over the shoulder. You know, head coach Brian Contreras has raved about his senior libero, Mighty Gomez, and claims that she's as good as any of them in the section.
It's a tough play right there when you hit the return that hard that it goes right over the net. And the offensive team, in this case Pleasant Grove, it's all set up for the kill shot. You don't even have to make it hard sometimes.
Nice discretion at the back line to let that go. I was impressed with the judgment and the poise shown on that back line by El Camino's Haley Morgan.
Yeah, it's a tough call sometimes.
That had been a 5-0 run by Pleasant Grove to snap a 12-12 tie, but now here's El Camino coming back with 2 straight.
That was a big point for El Camino. They needed to snap that.
Light. Oh boy. Taylor Hensley has come off the bench for 2 big kills and stakes Pleasant Grove to a 4-point cushion now at 18-14.
Yeah, Sarah Beglin just couldn't get there on the dive.
Look at that save right there. Okay, leave it up to the veterans, and Haley Morgan drops it home.
And Emily Wade from the service. Here's the replay on that. Dropped it right over the defender.
Gianna Giacomoto with the serve. Nice rejection at the net by Morgan.
Morgan perfectly timed that. The block was coming, you knew it, and she had the right place at the right time and got a good rebound off the block too.
Giacomoto serves. The freshman Light keeping it alive and sending it over. Shelby Young, what a volley. Too soft on the touch by Robinson, 19-16.
Yeah, Robinson had a good idea, but was just a little bit too soft there, trying to get it towards the net and over. Right idea.
Hensley out, back in, starter Riley Tischlarich at the service line. Wow, Wade dug that out nice. And they put it right in the middle.
Lester with a good placement on that shot and comes right out, scoring that point. That was big points.
Well, Coach Soyama said that Isabella Lester is one of his top performers off the bench, along with Yasmin Soul-Scott. Time and time again, junior outside hitter Shelby Young with a clutch point, 20-17, PG by 3. Oh, that one was doomed.
Yep. That's another one of those plays where when you return it, unfortunately you return it over the net. Yes, it's a return and everything, but it just sets up the other team, the defensive team, who now becomes the offensive team for a kill shot.
Wade. Here's the set for Morgan. Gomez to Light. How about that from the freshman?
Nice return.
Oh my goodness, that time it worked.
Yep, Robinson was right on target with that one, and she got it, and the defender hit it and went out of bounds. She couldn't control it.
21-18. Serve back to El Camino. Morgan to do the honors. El Camino Eagles trying to dig in and wrap this up with a rally. Nice dig, Morgan. At the net. Boy, that was picturesque.
Robinson held on to it just a little bit too long at the net and gave the points for Pleasant Grove.
22-18. PG on top with the service. Trying to square this match at 2 games all. Who wants it? Nice spot. I'll tell you, coming right back was Robinson. And we got a 22-19 game here.
And that was a tough way to go because the first hit over the net on the service wasn't exactly what El Camino wanted to get. But they did get a recovery on that, and so it worked out real well.
Robinson with service. Tischlarich, I think, lost where she was right at the net there and got confused perhaps. But in any case, 22-20, time out. Pleasant Grove clinging to the 2-point lead, and we'll come back. Don't go away.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Here we go, and El Camino loses an opportunity to draw closer, serving into the net, and that gives Pleasant Grove a 23-20 lead here, late in game 4.
Well, El Camino's going to have to step up on defense here and communicate and, pass crisply.
How about that?
Nice recovery.
Woo-wee, tremendous.
Not what El Camino wanted.
Just out on Wade's shot, 24-20.
Yeah, that was a nice recovery on both teams at different points of that rally.
Lily Light trying to wrap it up. Wade with a blast to keep the El Camino Eagles in it.
Well, and that's what she had to do. She had to really wind up and give it a shot. And she did slip it through the defender's block attempt, that's for sure.
Substitution coming on for El Camino. Isabella Lester replacing Illa here in a crucial moment. Tate punches it. Wade! Wow.
Yeah,
that was about as close as you can get.
You could see it here. It'll land right on the line. The linesperson actually initially said out and then changed it. Boom, right on the line.
There it was. Here's the serve. Gomez, set it, tap it, light to light. Wade. Wade! Yes! The
Wade,
big E!
Wade came up and tried the soft shot. They knocked that back over. We'll see a replay of it. And then she came back up and came hard. Soft. They went back. Bang. There it is. You're not going to fool me twice on that one.
Time out on the court. 24-23. Pleasant Grove by 1. We're going to keep it right here as we come down the stretch here at El Camino High School. And again, Access Sacramento is launching its 20th season of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. And we open our fall slate right here in the north area at El Camino with this ranked team competition. Pleasant Grove coming in to face El Camino, Eagles against Eagles.
Well, it's a great view from the nest here.
What a matchup. This is as good as it gets.
At the service line, a crucial time, Sarah Abeglin with El Camino down 1. And the match hanging in the balance.
Needs a good serve here.
There's a set. Look out. Wait! Wow!
Nice rally, nice recovery.
We are tied as El Camino is awarded a point here on a violation. It's 24-all. You better fasten your seatbelts. It's getting bumpy out here. A service ace, 25-24. An incredible rally. Pleasant Grove back on top after El Camino had caught them. Wade.
Nice defense.
Look out. Oh, Wade has come up time and time again.
Perfect placement there. She got caught on the rebound and then put it right back over.
What touch. She's got power and touch, Will.
25-25. Emily Wade at the service line. She has been a champion tonight. Light. Blocked at the net. Kept alive by Light. Who wants it? There's the set. Game ball as El Camino has come roaring back.
Match point.
26-25, EC by 1.
Who better but Wade?
Look at this. Tremendous. Never say die. Boy, I'll tell you, Haley Morgan finishes it off for an overtime victory, 27-25. Rick Stewart going down to the floor, and he will be interviewing our players of the game and the winning coach when we come back, as we have seen some superlative play here in the season's opener. Girls volleyball, the Eagles met the Eagles, and boy, there was some bombing runs and strafing runs, dive bombing, and in the end, El Camino came back from a daunting 24-20 deficit to pull it out in overtime, 27-25. Don't wander off. When we return, Rick Stewart will be visiting with our players of the game and winning coach Marty Soyama.
There's a quiet battle happening on our streets. Pedestrians are acting indestructible. And drivers act like they own the road. They're both wrong. Be aware, be alert. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, there's a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening at the Eagle's Nest, El Camino High School. In the season's opening telecast for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week, in a most competitive and attractive girls volleyball match, host El Camino, in a serious battle with visiting Pleasant Grove, prevails by taking 3 out of 4 to win the match in exciting fashion. And with that in mind, we have our players of the game. We have selected them based on their performances, and here they are. From Pleasant Grove, number 1, the outstanding senior setter, Lily Light, was spectacular throughout the evening. And from El Camino High School, equally impressive, senior middle blocker, Emily Wade, time and time again, coming up with big clutch plays to spark El Camino. Rick Stewart is standing by with our players of the game. Rick?
All righty, players of the game here. Picked a couple good ones. Number 1, Lily Light from Pleasant Grove. Lily, nice match tonight. Yeah, it was 3-1, but it was a lot closer than that.
Yeah, I think our team played pretty well, but we have a lot of things to improve on.
It's early in the season when you say we have a lot of things to improve on. I mean, a foundation game, that was kind of hard fought, and you come in tonight, I mean, it's a good test. They were a good test for you. What do you have to improve that's that major that you say?
Our team is pretty, they're not young, but they're new to the game, so just like chemistry with each other and confidence is all key to improvement.
chemistry is huge, but you have some built-in chemistry on your team playing with your sister. I mean, you come from a volleyball family. I mean, this has been something. How many nets did you go through as a child? I mean, you know, the driveway games. How much does that help you knowing that, because there were numerous times in here tonight that we went from one sister to the other?
Yeah, I definitely like playing with my sister. It helps a lot.
All right, well, congratulations on being our player of the game tonight.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the season. Thanks, Lily. All right, so we'll turn to Emily Wade. Hi. Emily, good game tonight. You were strong right at the end. I mean, you had to be, you came up. You and Haley, the seniors on the team, I mean, you're the leaders.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it was a really team effort, though. At the end, we really pulled it together, and everyone was fighting for that win.
Not only on offense, serving, but at the front line. But you played a serious role in the last few plays here in the back line, too, digging things out.
Yeah, it was just a lot of drive. We really wanted the win, and we just didn't want to let any balls drop.
Big game tonight. I mean, I know it's the opener. You had the foundation game. So people look at the foundation game like, whatever. First night going forward. This is a solid team, even though it's young.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if we can keep playing hard and keep going like hard for balls and hustle points, then we're going to do really well this season.
All right. Well, as one of the leaders here, it's going to be on your shoulders. They look like they're broad enough to handle the job.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations on being our player of the game. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. You had a good game tonight, and we talked earlier in the game, and did you do what you had to do?
We did. We really handled the ball well, except for in that second set. The girls followed the game plan really good. We wanted to mix up our shots. We didn't want to try to hit every ball hard. Wanted to keep their defense on the move, went deep corners, short middle, and then mixed those in with the hard swings as well, and it kept them off balance.
As a team where you only have a couple seniors on, how big is tonight's game in terms of the confidence factor, but also the learning of your teammates?
Well, it's going to help bring them together. I mean, we knew tonight was going to be a tough test. And so they did very well, and they met the challenge. It's just going to boost their confidence, especially for a young team, and that's going to mean a lot down the road.
Before the match tonight, we talked about some of your favorite teams, and I'm not going to mention numbers and everything like that, but you had teams that won a lot, and you had teams that didn't win as many, but they had a chemistry that you don't find very often. Where would you think you'd put this team in that range?
This team has a chance to do both. They've got a chance to win some games, and they're a fun group to be around. They play well together. They play for each other. That's not always hard, not always easy to find. The kids that are willing to play for each other.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the victory tonight. Well done. 3-1 victory. That's a good thing.
Thank you very much.
All right, nice to be here. All right, we're going to send it back upstairs to Will.
Okay, Mr. Stewart. Nice rundown by Coach Soyama. Definitely a class act and certainly one of the most highly regarded and revered coaches this city has ever known. And a credit to his team by the sets. They won the opener 25-18. Pleasant Grove bounced back 25-14 to tie the match at a game apiece. But then El Camino responded in game 3, 25-22, and then in overtime, rallying from a 4-point deficit. They were down 24-20, Rick, and ran the table with a 7-point run to win that last game by a count of 27-25.
And that's what they really needed to do, is to have those people come through at that magic moment at the end of the game. There's not too much that you can do to say that. I mean, that's just the people making the plays. It's simple. It sounds so simple to say. You just have to make the plays. And there were any number of moments tonight where both teams made the plays, but the other team made a play as well. So it had to keep going.
Well, based on the past history with these two highly successful coaches, past history with the matches. This was their 6th meeting. Pleasant Grove came in with a 3-2 lead. Marty's squad came up big in the clutch, and now they are tied at 3 each. And I can only anticipate what might follow down the road as this series, this home-and-home series, continues between these two schools.
Well, I think this was a really tremendous series. In fact, that El Camino had lost 3 in a row in this series. They had they were kind of stoked up and ready to do things tonight, and they came through. They pulled through defensively and serve-wise.
They certainly did, and a fixture here at El Camino for many, many years in his capacity as head baseball coach, head football coach, athletic director, and so forth. Jim Domino's been on hand with us. And what was your impression as you saw some old fire out of this El Camino squad in the clutch coming up so big?
Well, they made a great run at it when they had to. When the chips were down, it looked like the old El Camino Eagles coming from behind. I don't care what sport. Kind of reminded me of yesteryear, and it was so great to see. The fans got behind them. The little cheering section got behind them. And like I said, it brought back many, many memories here, having spent many years here. And I just love to see what happened. Not just the fact that the Eagles won, but how they won. They came from behind, and when the chips were on the table, they made plays. You know, Rick, you were saying, you know, they just had to make plays. Yes, they did, but they dug down deep, and they all contributed.
That's right.
Well, who's to say, Coach Domino, that your presence here this evening wasn't the key factor that swayed tonight's outcome?
Well, it's so nice to see.
Intangible forces often do that in sports.
Well, I love the spirit. I love the spirit, and like I said, it felt to me like old days when everybody in the gym was behind us, and no matter what we did. So it's great to come back and witness the Eagles of today look like the Eagles of old. And Coach Marty did a great job with his kids, and he certainly fit the right pieces in his substitution as well. And I don't think we should overlook that.
No.
Not at all. No, his coaching prowess is undeniable and certainly cannot be overemphasized. He guided that team to victory, and his players came through. And that's the way it shakes out tonight in dramatic overtime fashion. The clinching game for El Camino to prevail in tonight's match 3-1. And in doing so, they compounded their success from the previous night with their foundation game victory. And Marty Soyoma's El Camino Eagles have a promising future this season. And on the other side, head coach Brian Contreras of visiting Pleasant Grove, he's got a dynamite nucleus himself, and when he finally fine-tunes that Pleasant Grove engine, you can best believe they'll be way up in the weekly rankings. So, this being Access Sacramento's 20th year of presenting the hometown sports game of the week to the Sacramento County audience, very happy to be part of that. And I'd like to say that Access Sacramento and the hometown sports game of the week broadcast crew wish to extend their deep appreciation to the El Camino High School administration, particularly Athletic Director Matt Sumter, for their cooperation and assistance with the broadcast arrangements for this television production. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento in association with Play-by-Play Sports Productions. So, for my partner Rick Stewart, my other partner and special guest this evening, the Imperator of Analysis, Jim Domino, I'm Will James. We thank you for tuning in and certainly look forward to the next occasion when we can get together. And a special thanks also to our game director, Ronicia Harris, and the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew. I'm Will James. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. So long, everyone.